Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I got a request to do a video on some top things that I don't like about this vehicle. Now, these aren't really deal breakers for me as I still got the vehicle and I am keeping it. But these are some things that are kind of annoying and obnoxious and things I could do without. But other than what I'm going to show you, this car is great and I highly suggest anybody that is looking into getting a Crosstrek. Like, I have really no complaints other than these like really small details that I don't really enjoy, but let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about is something I noticed a couple days ago when it was raining really bad, and it's the fact that when I turn my windshield wipers on, I can hear the motor. I'm gonna try to show you. You might not be able to hear it, but when you have them on a high speed, I don't know, you probably can't hear it, but you can hear the motor running. It's kind of annoying, especially if you don't have your music up and you're not listening to anything, you're just kind of driving with the windshield wipers on. That's kind of annoying. Another thing, while we're on the topic of the windshield wipers, is that when you clean the windshield, it spits back a little bit. And it's not bad when you clean it, but when it's raining, it's really bad because you're trying to get the rain off your windshield and it just keeps like spitting it back. I'll show you. That's something that is kind of annoying to me. I mean, it's not a big deal, but it is sort of annoying. The next thing I want to talk about is the eyesight. Now, the eyesight is really great. It's very safe, but sometimes it's kind of obnoxious because it's so sensitive to the other cars around you that it's kind of annoying at times. And it's like you're able to put up with it because like it's great, but it's kind of annoying. So what I mean by this is I was driving and I had on the lane keep assist, so it just like keeps me in my lane. It lets me know if I go out of the lane, and your eyesight is kind of always on. You can turn it off. You can turn off the pre-collision and the assist. You can turn them off, but usually I keep them on because you never know when you're gonna get in an accident, and it's better to be safe. But if someone is like turning right in front of you and the car recognizes it as an obstacle, it'll like pop up on this little screen. It'll say obstacle detected and it will like slam on your brakes. And I know it's trying to be safe, but sometimes it's a little scary because like you can visually see the car and you know you're not going to run into that car, but the car doesn't. So when you wouldn't be stopping, the car would. So it's kind of uncomfortable a little bit, but I know it's like a safety feature, so whatever. But along with that is when you're also using the eyesight to set your distance between the car in front of you and your car. Sometimes get too close. When you would start braking, the car's still going, so you're not braking soon enough, and that can kind of be uncomfortable because you're like, oh my gosh, I would be braking right now and the car's not. So other than that, it's really great and it's really safe. And if you have kids or you're like a new driver, I think it would be great to have the eyesight. Another car spec that I can think of that is it's annoying, but it's also not a deal breaker, is sometimes when you come to a stop at like a red light, so you stop and then you're about to go again, it kind of has like this jerking motion. And when I talked to a friend about it, they said that it might be the CVT transmission just acting like that, and that when I got my 6,000 mile tune-up or check-up, whatever it's called, that I could tell them about it and they would try to fix it. So I'm not too worried about it. It's just uncomfortable, and I know I've said uncomfortable like 12 times already, so I'm sorry because I don't know any other word other than comfortable. Whatever. Anyway, so someone also asked if we could show how good the speakers sound, because again, these are Harman Kardon speakers, which are also the speakers that are in a Mercedes-Benz. And I'm not a car person, so I mean, know like if that was like special, but I guess it is. Last night train of thought. So we took a clip earlier when we were driving to show y'all what the speakers sound like, and we turned them up to about 23, I want to say. Or maybe a little bit louder, and it's super clear, and there's no static. You can have them turned up all the way, which I think is at 32, and it still sounds just as crisp and clear as it does when you have it at a lower level. So I'm super impressed with the speakers, and I definitely think that they are a selling point now that I know more about them. So if you are looking into a Crosstrek, the speakers are great, because if you're an avid music listener or like you like to go on road trips or whatever, you have nice speakers. And I believe that in my Crosstrek there's 8 speakers throughout the cabin like on my airplane. Okay, so there's 8 speakers. And another question we got was about the CD player, and I use Apple CarPlay, so I don't use the CD player. I also don't have very many CDs, so that's not really something that is important to me, but somebody asked about it. So there is a CD player. It's right here. I haven't used it, so I can't tell you what it sounds like, and I don't have a CD in my car, so I also can't show you what it sounds like. But there is a CD player, so if you are an avid CD lover and that's something that you want, it's still in there, so that's good. One more thing that we also got a question about was that there's no vents in the back seat, and this was something that I wanted as well in a car, because my old car didn't have the AC or anything in the back. Normally with the new cars you would have the AC or the vents like right here usually mounted. This car does not have them, but I will say that when people have ridden in the back of my car, they have not complained about being hot or cold or whatever they feel, because the air or the heat comes through the bottom of these seats, and it usually cools down the car or heats up the car pretty fast and pretty well. And the 2 vents in the front can also easily be angled to the back, so I mean if you have passengers riding in the back, it's easy to keep them cold or hot, whatever you need to do. So one more thing that I want to say about it is that I was kind of upset that you can't have a Bluetooth connection and an AirPlay connection at the same time. So if my husband had his phone plugged in but we wanted to listen to my music on Bluetooth, you can't do that. You have to listen to the phone that's plugged in. So that kind of sucks. I don't know if it's all the USBs in there, but I do know the USB that we're using is like that, so kind of annoying, but it's not a big deal. And I don't know, I love this car. That we got a question about whether or not this car has a subwoofer, and I'm almost positive that it doesn't. I also tried to look up on the Subaru website if it does, and it didn't say it does, so I'm almost positive it doesn't. But it does have 8 speakers throughout the car, so I think that makes up for not having a subwoofer. I'm not someone that's big into like the subwoofing, bark. But if you are, and that could be a deal breaker, I know you can get it added onto your car, so that's always an option. I don't know how expensive it is, but that is an option if you really like the car. Another question we got was about how big the cargo space is. So I think this cargo space is giant. It depends what you're trying to do with your car. Ultimately, you can have people in the back, you can have your stuff in the back, or you can put the seats down and have more stuff in there. Like I said before, you can fit a ton of crap in here, like a ton. And maybe I should do a video over how much stuff we can fit in it. I don't know. It has really great cargo space, so if you're worried about fitting stuff in here, I wouldn't be, because I'm pretty sure someone put a fridge in here at one point. I don't know. It's great for camping, it's great for moving, it's great for everything. I might be biased, but this car is great, and I don't think that you'll be upset if you buy this car. So one more thing I wanted to talk about. I know I said that like 10 things ago, but how hard it is to close this trunk. You have to follow through with it, and if you don't, it gets stuck. So right now it may look like it's closed, but it's not, and it'll tell you that when you get in on the car. So you have to actually like kind of shove it down and follow through with it. Sometimes I think I'm gonna break the glass because I'm pushing it so hard, but if I don't, then it'll stay open. So that's kind of obnoxious. But I don't want it to seem like I have all these things that I hate about this car, because it's not true. There's just a lot that's kind of annoying, but I would never get rid of the car or not buy the car because of everything that I said. So hope that clears some stuff up for y'all. I don't know, if you are in the market for a new Crosstrek, even if you don't want the 2019, you just want a 2018 or even 17, they're great cars. They're very spacious. I think you can fit a twin size blow up mattress in the back of this if you like camping. There's tons of modifications that you can make to it. It's a great overall car. It's family safe, so if you are looking for a smaller SUV that you can also fit family in. I follow someone that also has a Crosstrek, and they have 2 car seats in the back of it, and it's still spacious enough for someone to fit in the middle of those car seats. So all around, it's a great car. I'm very happy with it, and I think any one of y'all would be happy with it. And I hope that I see more of y'all driving around, because I like to see other people with Crosstreks. I like to wave to them, but they don't wave back. So hopefully I see y'all waving at me one day. And that's pretty much it for this video. I hope I don't get a lot of hate. I'm just saying some things that are obnoxious to me and things that I would personally change, but they're not a deal breaker. And I hope this answers all the questions that we got. So I hope that y'all enjoy this video, and that y'all keep asking questions if y'all have any more.